up all night, staring at you, wondering what's...
We want to know what your childhood dream was and what you want to strive to be when you were young.
I'll tell you what, that varied from age to age. Like when you start noticing policemen and firemen and things like that, you wanted to be that. Then probably about 5th or 6th grade, I thought about, you know, I want to be a teacher and a coach. A little bit later on, I thought about banking and finance. Relatives were in it and thought about doing that, so I finally ended up being a teacher and coach.
So what were some of your childhood dreams growing up? Some things you wanted to accomplish?
I wanted to travel, and I have managed to go to Italy several times. My biggest childhood dream was to create my own fairy garden and live in the woods, which didn't quite happen. My other childhood dream was to fly, which isn't practical. Obviously, I'm an art teacher. My other childhood dream was to become an art teacher, believe it or not, which is kind of corny and kind of hokey, but that was seriously my dream.
What were some of your childhood dreams growing up that you wanted to accomplish?
I always wanted to be a teacher, and I wanted to grow up and marry Prince Charming, which I did. And I think I always wanted to be a singer as well, which I am not. So I've been 2 out of 3, not bad.
What was your childhood dream growing up throughout the years? Or
when I was little, my childhood dream was to become a teacher, and I used to line up my Beanie Babies. They were my students. This is when I was really little, not like 7th grade. And I had drywall in my room that I would write on with my sidewalk chalk, and I would teach my little beanies whatever I was learning in school. And then obviously that dream came true because here I am.
Wasting time and no need to worry.
Mr. Cunningham, growing up, what were your brick walls?
Well, a major brick wall in my life would be the fact that my father passed away when I was 13. He died when I was an 8th grader. And so having to overcome the loss of your father at a young age obviously is something you have to deal with, and not having that father figure when you grow up, and then trying to raise your own son is something that you have to figure out on your own.
what a brick wall in your life was and why?
A brick wall in my life, especially recently, was my ability to speak in front of people. I get really nervous and shy really easily, but with radio, and so like with radio, TV, and stuff like that, it was harder for me to go on air. I guess I just don't like being in front of people.
We wanted to ask you what a brick wall in your life would be.
My stomach issues and I'm not being able to eat. I'm doing daily activities.
So we want to know what some brick walls in your life are, like things you've had to overcome that you ran into, some hardships or...
Well, I mean, every life is full of hardship. I would say the biggest one is kind of just a mental thing. Throughout your life, you're going to run into people who will tell you that you're not enough, that you can't do something, that you're not good enough. And it's basically coming up with whatever it is inside of you, finding a way to surround yourself with people who are supportive of you, and realize that you can be anything and everything that you want to be, and it's not up to someone else to choose that for you.
What are your thoughts on criticism?
I think criticism is really good, especially in sports and school, because they're trying to build upon your character and what you already have established, and just give you tips because they've probably already been there and done that.
What are your thoughts on criticism?
I think it's pretty good because it helps you like figure out what's, I don't know, wrong, I guess, and helps you correct it so you can be a better person.
What are your thoughts on criticism in your sport?
Well, I think as a teacher and coach, criticism, constructive criticism works best if you sandwich it. And by that I mean sandwich it between things that they do correctly. For example, if I coach someone in swimming, I say, your kick is really good. Now we need to work on your stroke, this is an issue, but you do a really good job of kicking. I think people take corrective criticism better when it's sandwiched in between two positive things. The question you asked earlier about do we stop giving corrective criticism? sometimes, if you repeatedly tell the same person the same thing over and over and over again, and they apparently don't listen to you and don't make the corrections, then it's pretty tempting to go on to another student who will accept the corrective criticism and get better.
And no need to worry.
We'd like to know what Pooh character.
I would be Piglet.
Oh yeah? Why?
Well, you see, Piglet is a pig, and I grew up on a pig farm when I was a youngster, and so I have a certain affinity for pigs. So that's why I would choose Piglet.
What Pooh character you would be and why?
Winnie the Pooh because he eats honey. Duh.
You want to know what Pooh character you'd be and why you'd be that character?
Well, it's been a long time since I've watched Winnie the Pooh, but I'm pretty sure, if I remember, I would probably say that I would be Piglet because Piglet had a lot of energy. So maybe Piglet.
What Pooh character are you and why?
Okay, first of all, I love all Pooh characters. I have every one of the little beanies, and I just am a grandma because my first granddaughter was born, and that's what I used was Winnie the Pooh in the bed and in the room and everything. So my favorite, I would say, I am probably Kanga because I'm a mom and I've got that maternal instinct, and Rue's always jumping around and I'm always hauling him in. So I'd say I'm definitely Kanga.
Cabeza, hombro, rodilla, pie, rodilla, pie. Cabeza, hombro, rodilla, pie, rodilla, pie. Ojos, orejas, boca y nariz. Cabeza, hombro, rodilla, pie, rápido. Cabeza, hombro, rodilla, pie, rodilla, pie. Cabeza, hombro, rodilla, pie, ojos, orejas, boca y nariz. Cabeza, hombro, rodilla, pie.
I'm here with Tyler. How do you pronounce it? Gary.
We're making lots of progress on this.
So
much.
Stop it.
Are you recording right now?
Yeah, it's recording.
What is Will thinking?
Okay, I'll ask him.
What is he thinking?
What are Will's thoughts on criticism?
Will doesn't have thoughts on criticism.
Why doesn't Will have thoughts on criticism?
He just doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Thanks.